my name is Alec.
And I'm Alyssa.
We will be comparing Chevron and ExxonMobil today. The Chevron shareholders, the top 10 are Vanguard Group, BlackRock Incorporated, State Street Corporation, Wellington Management Company, FMR LLC, Capital International Investors, Northern Trust Corporation, Geode Capital Management, Bank of America Corporation, and Capital World Investors. ExxonMobil shareholders are Vanguard Group, BlackRock Incorporated, State Street Corporation, Wellington Management Company, Northern Trust Corporation, Capital Research Global Investors, Geode Capital Management, Bank of New York Mellon Corporation, FMR LLC, and Bank of America Corporation.
So why do investors care about the cost of capital? Cost of capital is a necessary economic and accounting tool that calculates investment opportunity cost and maximizes potential investment in the process. The cost of debt is the result of dividends paid on preferred stock. Therefore, investors can use the capital structure to determine how much in equity they can expect to receive by investing in the company. The capital structure also tells investors how much debt the company finances. That provides too much risk to shareholders and the return on the equity.
Chevron's cost of debt before taxes was 2.33%. Chevron's cost of debt after taxes was 1.52%. ExxonMobil's cost of debt before tax was 2.17% and after tax 1.41%. Chevron's cost of equity was 9.07%, and then running a 2-year weekly return between Chevron and S&P 500 returns, the beta came out to be 0.6628, and the 5-year monthly return that we ran, the beta came out to be 1.175. The cost of equity for ExxonMobil came out to be 9.63%, and when we ran the 2-year weekly return for Exxon, the beta came out to be 0.634, and on the 5-year monthly return, it came out to be 0.7621. The weighted average cost of capital for Chevron was 7.93%, and then the weighted average cost of capital for ExxonMobil was 8.77%.
So using the optimal capital structure of Chevron, we determined that the current debt ratio would be 16.15% and the optimal would be 90%. So that would change the beta for the stock from 0.91 to 6.22, making the investment very risky. The optimal capital structure for ExxonMobil changed the debt ratio from 11.40% to 90%, changing the beta from 0.98 to 7. So how would a financial restructuring affect the value of these companies? So by using the optimal debt structure, it would max out the value of stock price and lower the WACC. But it would also create a lot of risk because the beta would significantly increase.
Exxon's beta would go from 0.98 to 7, in which case investors would never invest in this company because of how risky it really would be. It wouldn't be worth the investment because most likely it would result in failure. Chevron's beta jumped from 0.91 to 6.22, and it would also be very risky to invest with the debt ratio being that high because of just the risk of default. Therefore, without any equity in either company, both values of the company would experience a significant drop in their portfolio value.
Would more debt create risk? So the value of Exxon would be at its highest with a debt ratio at 90%, but this would also cause a huge increase in the risk. Exxon would be better off engaging in a strategy that would slightly increase the ratio. This way they can increase the value, but only slightly increase the risk. The value of Chevron would also be highest at 90%, which would also bring their enterprise value to $265,263
Billions.
In billions. Their best strategy would be to increase their debt ratio, but only slightly, so it would increase the return, but yet not be too risky for investors. So similarities between these competitors. So both Exxon and Chevron have low cost of debt, similar equities, and small debt ratios. Both betas are under 1.0, while Exxon's beta is 0.98, Chevron has a beta of 0.91. Both companies also provide dividends. However, Chevron is a much higher dividend yield, and both companies use some debt financing, which as a result offers a low cost to their capital.
So when coming up with estimated stock prices, for Chevron we came up with 51.93 when the actual was $113.98, and for ExxonMobil we came up with an estimated price of $105.06 and an actual of $85.03. So for Chevron we concluded that while our results I feel like are off, would be trading at a price that is overvalued, and ExxonMobil would be trading at a price that would be slightly undervalued.